Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Journey with Vijay Kumar Srivastav. Today we are going to study the topic direct seeded rice technique. Before presentation I would like to introduce myself. I am Vijay Kumar Srivastav. I have done MS Agriculture with a specialization in agronomy from JB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology Pantnagar and presently associated with seed industry in private firm. So let's proceed to the presentation. Now we'll understand what is direct seeded rice. Direct seeded rice refers to the process of establishing a rice crop from seeds sown in the field rather than by transplanting seedlings from the nursery. It has been recognized as the principal method of rice establishment since 1950s in developing countries. Rice is one of the most important food crops in the world. However, with traditional methods, 40% of the world's irrigation water is applied for rice production. Increasing water scarcity due to climate change and competition from urbanization is making this traditional method of rice production unsustainable in the long term. Combined with other factors like shortage of labor and decreasing arable land, new ideas and innovations in rice cultivation are critically needed to meet rising demand and ensure food security. One of the potential solutions to address these challenges is direct seeding in case of rice crop. Direct seeding is a crop establishment system wherein rice seeds are sown directly into the field as opposed to the traditional method of growing seedlings in a nursery then transplanting into flooded fields. Now we will go through why direct seeded rice is needed. There are various factors because of which we have to move to direct seeded rice in future. Like first one, increasing water scarcity. Rice is the crop having the highest demand of water and day by day there is shortage of irrigation facilities, water. That's why in such situation direct seeded rice is preferred. Second, increasing demand and competition of water from non-agricultural sector. Third, the rising cost and scarcity of labor at peak periods. Fourth, increasing labor wages. Fifth, adverse effects of puddling. Next, rising interest in conservation agriculture. And direct seeded rice best fits in cropping systems. Rising interest in conservation tillage agriculture where direct seeded rice suits well. After that, the ideas of crop intensification and development in DSR techniques are also favoring direct seeded rice. Direct seeded rice, probably the oldest method of crop establishment, is gaining popularity because of its low input demand. Direct seeded rice has the potential to provide several benefits to farmers and the environment over conventional practice of puddling and transplanting. Direct seeded rice is the only viable option to reduce the unproductive water flows, and direct seeded rice plays greater role in satisfying the rice grain requirement of the people of the world. Here to study about advantages of direct seeded rice technique. There are various benefits to the farmers by using direct seeded rice technique, which can be described as saving in labor. There is no puddling, there is no transplanting, so automatically there will be reduction in labor requirement. Second, less water requirement and more efficient water use. Irrigation water and cost saving up to 25 to 30%. Third is low production cost because of field preparation and removal of puddling and flooding and transplanting operation, which leads to the labor cost saving. After that, less drudgery or less hard labor work oriented compared to transplanted rice. Direct seeded rice technique provides better option to be best fit in different cropping systems. There will be timely sowings in a stipulated time frame because of easier and faster planting. Early crop maturity, which allows timely planting of subsequent crops after harvesting. Higher water stress tolerance to the crop. There will be more profitability, especially under assured irrigation facilities. In case of direct seeded rice, there will be better physical soil conditions for following crops because the puddling operations is escaped here. After that, there will be less methane emission because of fertilizers in puddled condition, lower greenhouse gas emission, and overcoming adverse effects of puddling. So these are the various advantages, benefits compared to transplanted rice. Dry rice cultivation is followed in uplands where there is less possibility of water stagnation. Uplands are characterized by aerobic soil in which attempt is made to impound water. Upland rice is grown on both leveled and slopy fields. Those are not bunded and are prepared well for dry seeding. The rice crop solely depends upon rainfall for its water requirement. Upland rice is called differently in many parts of India, like Os in West Bengal, or Os or Ahu in Assam, Beli in Odisha, Badai or Kuwari in Uttar Pradesh, and in areas generally having medium rainfed, shallow lowland areas, and lowlands, semi dry system of cultivation is followed. Under this system of cultivation, the field is prepared and dry rice sowing is made. The crop is treated as a dry crop for about 2 months or until receiving monsoon rains. After seeding and after that treated as wet crop when monsoon gets intense. As yield is concerned, comparative yields in direct seeded rice can be obtained by adopting various cultural practices like selection of suitable cultivars, having improved short duration varieties or hybrids, or high yielding varieties or high yielding hybrids. There should be proper sowing time, optimum seed rate use, proper water management, nutrient and weed management techniques which can encourage the farmers to shift from traditional system of transplanting to direct seeded rice culture. Now we'll study about agronomic practices and cultural practices about direct seeded rice. First one is soil type. Direct seeded rice can be grown in almost all type of soil suitable for rice, but medium textured soils are more suited for direct seeded rice. Then field or seedbed preparation. The method of seedbed preparation will depend on tillage method and will vary for conventional and conservation tillage systems. For conventional tillage direct seeded rice system, field should be pulverized to maintain good soil moisture and to maximize soil to seed contact. For zero tillage direct seeded rice cultivation, existing weeds should be killed by applying non-selective herbicides such as paraquat at the rate 0.5 kg active ingredient per hectare or glyphosate 1 kg active ingredients per hectare. Now planting dates. Rice is mostly grown during the monsoon season in Kharif when rainfall is high. To optimize the use of monsoon rains, the optimum time of sowing in case of direct seeded rice is about 10 to 15 days prior to onset of monsoon. The optimum time of seeding rice is from June 1st to July 20th. Now cultivar selection. Any existing varieties, it may be local or selection or improved varieties or high yielding varieties or hybrids can be selected for direct seeded rice cultivation. Now seed rate. In general, 60 to 100 kg seed per hectare is required for broadcasting method. Then spacing. Row spacing of 15 to 20 centimeter is optimum for upland rice. For lowland situation, plant population of direct seeded rice should be similar to that of transplanted one in that respective areas. Then seeding depth. The seeding depth for rice is critical and it should not be drilled deeper than 2 to 3 centimeters. Now to study about constraints in direct seeded rice. First one is higher seed rates. Generally in case of direct seeded rice, we are using broadcasting methods or drilling methods, and here the seed rate is used 60 to 100 kg, which is higher in compared to transplanted rice. Now in case of direct seeded rice, the seeds exposed to birds and pests, there will be high weed infestation, higher risk of lodging, and risk of poor or non-uniform crop establishment. Now turn to methods of direct seeding. Direct seeded crops require less labor and tend to mature faster than transplanted crops. In this method, plants are not subjected to stresses such as being pulled from the soil and re-establishing fine rootlets under puddle condition. However, there have more competition from weeds in case of direct seeded rice. Depending on the land preparation method used, direct seeding can be done in two ways. First is dry direct seeding. This method is usually practiced for rain-fed and deep water ecosystems. Farmers sow onto dry soil surface, then incorporates the seed either by plowing or harrowing. Second is wet direct seeding. In wet fields, direct seeding can be done either through broadcasting of pre-germinated seeds or drilling seeds into the mud with a drum seeder. All the field operations are carried out in dry field in non-saturated condition for dry rice cultivation, whereas wet rice cultivation is practiced in puddle field situation. It is the usual practice to sow ungerminated seeds in dry soil and sprouted pre-germinated seeds in puddle soil. In dry direct seeding, there are three methods which are generally used. First one is broadcasting. In this method, broadcast 60 to 80 kg of seeds uniformly by hand or in furrows in 1 hectare of field. In this method, make shallow furrows by passing a furrower along the prepared field, and after broadcasting, cover the seeds using a spike tooth harrow. Second is drilling. In this method, precision equipment is used such as turbo happy seeder, which can be used to drill seeds, and to drill 80 to 100 kg of seed per hectare is required. Seeds are placed by the machine into both dry and moist soils and then irrigated. A smooth, level seed bed is necessary to ensure that seeds are not planted at depth greater than 10 to 15 millimeters. In this technique, fertilizers can be applied at the same time as the seed. Manual weeding also is easier in machine drilled crops than in broadcasted crops. Third method is dibbling. Dibbling or hill planting is usually practiced along mountain slopes or where plowing and harrowing are difficult. In case of dibbling, use a long wood or bamboo pole with a metal scoop attached at the end for digging holes and placing the seeds. Drop the seeds into the holes and cover them with soil in case of dibbling method. Second method is wet direct seeding. Wet direct seeding methods involve sowing of pre-germinated seeds on or into puddle soil. The pre-germinated radicals should have 1 to 3 mm long. When pre-germinated seeds are sown on the surface of puddle soil, the seed environment is mostly aerobic, and this is known as aerobic wet direct seeded rice. When pre-germinated seeds are sown or drilled into puddled soil, the seed environment is mostly anaerobic, and this is called as anaerobic wet direct seeded rice. Wet direct seeded rice under aerobic and anaerobic seeds can be either broadcasted or sown in line using a drum seeder or an anaerobic seeder with a furrow opener and closure. In case of wet direct seeding, also two methods, broadcasting and drum seeding. In case of broadcasting, broadcast 80 to 100 kg of seed per hectare of pre-germinated or sprouted seed to recently drained, well puddled seed beds or into shallow standing water of 5 cm. If water in the field is muddy, allow 1 to 2 days for it to dry before broadcasting. If water is drained from the fields after broadcasting, seeds are reintroduced or resown after 10 to 15 days after first seeding. Second method is drum seeding. Drum seeders are used for fast planting. It operates based on a well-labeled, smooth and wet seed bed. However, seeders may be clogged if the soil is sticky or if the machine is poorly designed. In drum seeding, 80 kg of pre-germinated seeds per hectare is used. Now, weed management. Weed control is important to prevent losses in yield and production cost and to preserve good grain quality. Especially the weeds are decreasing yield by direct competition for sunlight, nutrient and water, increased production cost because of high labor or input cost to control, and it reduces grain quality and price. Weed management should be practiced during a specific stages of rice production, like during land preparation, in nursery and in early crop growth. Despite of above all mentioned activities, well-established benefit of direct seeded rice practice, farmers have not been able to adopt this technology due to inefficient weed control and initial stage crop management. Weed control is the major constraint towards the success of direct seeded rice. Estimated losses from weeds in rice are around 10 to 30% of total production grain yield. However, such losses can be much higher. More than 50 weed species cause yield losses in rice. High weed infestation is the major bottleneck in direct seeded rice, especially in dry field conditions. Interestingly, in USA and South American countries like Brazil, Argentina, entire rice cultivation is being done through direct seeded rice technique. The rice growing methods have evolved over time in these countries, and now the current yields level are significantly high in average productivity than many key rice growing countries including India. After crop maturity, timely harvesting is important. Harvesting is the process of collecting the mature rice crop from the field. Paddy harvesting activities include reaping, staking, handling, threshing, cleaning, and hauling. These can be done individually, or a combined harvester can be used to perform the operations simultaneously. It is important to apply good harvesting methods to be able to maximize grain yield and minimize grain damage and quality deterioration. Now, time of harvest. Depending on the growth duration of the variety, harvesting time should be around 110 to 120 days after sowing for direct seeded rice, and in case of transplanted rice, it may be 100 to 110 days after transplanting. There are four most common harvesting systems which are used in rice. Like first one is manual harvesting and threshing, in which there are traditional tools such as sickles, knives, threshing racks, simple treadle threshers and animals for trampling or threshing is used. Second is manual reaping and mechanical threshing. Manual harvesting is done by hands. Use portable thresher or a small stationary machine threshers. Third is reaping followed by machine threshing, in which the reaper is used and threshing is done by thresher and cleaning either manually or by machine. Fourth is combine harvesting, which combines all processes reaping, threshing and cleaning. In conclusion, direct seeded rice yield is 10 to 12% lower than that of transplanted rice on average. The lower yield of direct seeded rice might result from various factors like uneven or poor crop establishment, the reduction of spikeletes per panicle and grain weight, weed infestation, climatic stress occurrence, improper water management, and seeding methods, which all will lead to over 10% yield reduction in direct seeded rice. To obtain a comparable yield with transplanted rice, an integrated package of management technologies should be applied to deal with the major constraints of direct seeded rice. Sustainable weed management for direct seeded rice must integrate chemical and biological suppressions like rotation with weed smothering crops, mulch with crop residue, buries weed seeds through land preparing, and selecting suitable competitive varieties which could mitigate weed resistance to herbicides. To avoid climatic stress, the seeding time of direct seeded rice is supposed to be optimized based on regional climatic pattern and using the high yielding rice variety with suitable growth duration. For water deficient areas, the application of alternate wetting and drying irrigation technology on direct seeded rice could not only reduce water consumption but also achieve good yield performance. Seed priming combined with precise seeding technology can be also used to improve germination rates and reduce the seed rate of direct seeded rice cultivation. These results suggest that direct seeded rice is a promising alternative planting system in the face of looming global water scarcity and labor shortages, but more efforts should be made to implement appropriate management strategies and breeding innovations. So this presentation was all about direct seeded rice techniques. Now presentation ends here. Thank you very much. I have given here my YouTube channel details, Journey with Vijay Kumar Srivastav. Having request, please visit the channel, subscribe it and provide your kind and valuable feedback for further improvements. Thank you.